I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au, and joining me today is Steve Hanson, the CEO of Surface Metals. Steve, it's great to have you back on. How are you?
Great to be here today, Shay.
Now, we are talking about one of my favorite jurisdictions in the world to go hunting for gold. Your Cimarron Project is in Nevada, but more importantly, it is along the Walker Lane trend. It is a long strike here. Mate, could you please give us a little bit of background about this area and why the Walker Lane trend is so famous?
As many of you may know, Nevada is one of the top jurisdictions in the world for mining, next to Australia, of course. And there's a major trend that's been producing gold for close to 200 years called the Walker Lane trend. And some of the most famous mines in Nevada are located there. Round Mountain, which is developed by Kinross, just poured its 15 millionth ounce of gold. Anglo Gold is in the process of permitting a mine on the Walker Lane trend and expects to produce over 100,000 ounces of gold per year. And there's a number of other mines in the region. So long history. So we were fortunate to pick up the Cimarron mine. This is contained within the San Antonio Mountains. This is a historic mine dating back to the early 1900s. And it's been explored by a couple of majors back in the 80s. Newmont and Echo Bay, which became Kinross, explored this area. So we have a drill database with some extremely high intercepts of gold. And we're going to be back exploring this region. Mineralization is open in multiple directions. We've got a history to look at here, and we're very excited to get started and hopefully find a multi-million ounce deposit.
Well, let's get into some of the details here. I mean, you've talked about having drill data and a historic resource. What do those numbers look like?
Sure. Well, as I mentioned, the project has been worked by a number of companies back in the 80s and 90s, including Newmont and Echo Bay, which became Kinross. So here's a few of the high-grade intercepts that they connected. 11 meters of 4.46 grams gold, 23 meters of 4.49 grams gold, 46 meters of 3.94 grams gold. So again, exceptional intercepts on this project. There's visible mineral continuity. It's open-ended. And again, back in the 80s when gold was around $300, these grades were great, but they wanted to go off and focus on other projects in the world. So we were fortunate to pick this project up in April of this year. It's a new acquisition for Surface Metals. We're analyzing the data. I happened to actually visit the project last week with a couple geologists. We're working on our plan moving forward, and the goal here is to find a few million ounces of gold, and we're hoping we can deliver that to our shareholders.
With the gold price at all-time highs, what are you doing to drive this project forward over the next 6 months?
Well, compiling all the historical data is important. We're in the midst of doing that right now. We're putting it into new formats using GIS. We're going to be making some new sections, some new models, and ultimately developing a plan which we expect will include more sampling, some geophysics, and ultimately an extensive drill program. I might add that there is a small resource there that was identified by Echo Bay, which became Kinross back in the 80s. It's just over 50,000 ounces. It's non-43-101 compliant. But again, it's a start for us. So for a company that's got about a $5 million Canadian market cap, which is about the same in Australian dollars, we think there's lots of upside here for investors.
Look, it sounds like it is an incredibly exciting opportunity here in Nevada. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, Steve, and I look forward to future updates about this.
Great. Happy to be here, Shay. Thank you.